Hey guys, what's up? Emo Cat Dad here, hanging out with you, bringing you yet another edition of Emo Cat Dad Listens. If you're new here, then what I do is every day of 2024, I vow to check out a new band or artist. Check out 4 songs from across their discography, give you my initial thoughts on the songs, give you my ranking of the songs, and then of course my overall thoughts on the artist based on what I just heard. Last week, for Ladies Night, I ventured into the R.A.P game and checked out Doja Cat. Some of you were oh so kind to recommend this Emo Cat Dad, more rap groups and rap artists I need to check out. What I didn't tell you was that your boy Emo Cat Dad has a soft spot for Run Their Jewels. So when someone recommended that I check out the solo work of Killer Mike, and Killer Mike famously got arrested at the Grammys after winning 3 of them. So, in solidarity with Mike, we're going to check him out today. So this isn't really a normal Emo Cat Dad Listens. I'm very familiar with Mike's flow and lyrical ability based on the Run the Jewels songs that I've listened to and loved. I've listened to all the Run the Jewels albums, so nothing should surprise me on these songs, but he did start off as a solo artist, releasing a bunch of music in the early 2000s and 2010s before doing the 4 Run the Jewels albums, and then of course just recently releasing the album Michael, which of course won him all those Grammys. So we're going to start off with some old and build our way to that newer stuff. Let's start with Pressure off the Killer Mike Chronicles.
We can say what we like with the pressure on Ice Cube and Killer Mike.
Alright, so this song features Ice Cube, and honestly the verses are so good. Both Killer Mike and Ice Cube are at the top of their game when they get the verses to do. Now, you'll realize that I just said verses, because the chorus has a lot of repetition. And again, I know that repetition is a very normal thing to see in hip-hop music, and earlier this week I said the same thing about 90s hardcore. I get it, it's normal, it was a trope, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. There's spoken word sections that bookend the song, both at the beginning and the end. And honestly, they worked so well. I was surprised, because usually spoken word sections, when they exist in songs, if they're longer than a line or two, I'm kind of out. And these went on for a while. But honestly, in the whole context of the song, it just worked extremely well. But the main star here for me was the beat. It was a pretty basic beat that stayed the whole time, but there was these light little synth taps that popped up every so often, and I fell in love with that little section. Alright, so that was the earliest Mike album. His last full length that he released before starting Run the Jewels was called Rap Music, R.A.P. Music. Don't know what that stands for. You guys let me know in the comments. But I checked out the song Reagan, which is clearly going to be about the most popular president/actor to ever be in office.
Policy not to capitulate to terrorist demands, that no concession.
So once again, we get spoken word parts here of Reagan's speeches, and again, work so well. They are a little bit longer, probably not as long as on the last track, but they go on longer than I normally like, but it's all part of the storytelling, so it gets a big thumbs up from me. The start of the song, and throughout really, we get some like organ hits, but it starts with the organ. I was just like, oh, I was expecting that. It does come back through periodically throughout the song. Really dug it. Similar to the synth taps on the last one, just every time that hit, I was like, okay, this is cool as hell. Unfortunately, outside of those organ hits, the beat did little for me. But lyrically, the song is incredible. Mike clearly near the top of his game here, and he brought all that greatness into Run the Jewels afterwards. Alright, so let's hit up that 2023 album, Michael. The most streamed song of Killer Mike's and off this album by far is Scientists and Engineers. It's got 3 features on it.
Music computers and robbers and looters with shooters and shooters with Rugers and shooters with Rugers.
Again, the synths. Jeff's kiss. Incredible work. Speaking of incredible work, Andre 3000, one of the features, sounds the best that I've heard him in at least a decade. Mind you, I haven't really gone deep on him, but yeah, I haven't been this entertained by him in a while. Speaking of people I haven't gone deep on, Future is another feature. I really have not listened to any Future other than a couple collabs that he's done. I've generally enjoyed those collabs, and I think the same fits here. If you want me to dig into Future as a whole, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll do that on a future episode. The last feature, I forget the name, but I'm assuming it's this little like gospel chorus, I guess. It repeats. I wouldn't really call it a traditional chorus though. It was good and I enjoyed the way it broke up the rap flow, but I don't feel like it was utilized enough. Now that we touched on all the features, let's talk about the real star here. Killer Mike's verse is again the highlight. This man is incredibly talented, and honestly I can't get enough of his lyrical and vocal abilities. And last but not least, at the end of last year, he released a new version of his song Run, which was on the Michael album, which had a feature by Young Thug. This new one featured Damian Marley.
Run like the spirited folks. Run like you got Holy Ghost. Run like you know they gonna love you.
Alright, so I really love the reggaeton vibes on this one. I'm not sure if the Young Thug version also had the same kind of vibe, but it worked really well here. And Junior Gong, Damian Marley, knocked his feature out of the park. Killer Mike's really good at giving his featured artists a lot of room to run. And Damian Marley takes as good of advantage of this as anyone else. Big ups to him and to Killer Mike for the track. Alright, so those are the 4 tracks I checked out. Let's rank them. At number 1, I'm going Scientists and Engineers. The fact that this could be so loaded with features and all of them be at least good is an incredible stroke of genius. Most people I listen to have trouble hitting 1 feature out of the park, let alone 3. At number 2, I'm going Run. Again, the feature was so strong here. I know what to expect from Mike, and he always delivers. But when a featured artist can come in and do as good, you're going to get high praise from me. 3 and 4 are pretty close. I think I'll give 3 to Reagan. It's tight. Ultimately, Reagan's beat I didn't like as much, but I really didn't like the chorus on the other song, and lyrics tend to be more important to me personally, so that's why I'm giving Reagan the 3 spot. Which of course puts pressure at 4. No shade to Mike or Ice Cube. Really love both their parts. It was honestly just the chorus that put this at the bottom. It repeated too much for my liking, and honestly, when you have a star like Mike, I'm probably not going to dislike anything, so the smallest thing could get you knocked down to the bottom, and that's what happened with Pressure. Alright, so what are my overall thoughts on Killer Mike? Killer Mike smashes it as always. I definitely need to do a deep dive on Michael. I'm kind of upset that I missed this album last year and it couldn't be included in Album of the Year discussions, because based on the 2 songs I heard, well, the Killer Mike parts and Run anyways, this could have been a serious contender for my top 30 albums list. But I was too busy being sad to emo music in the corner. But hey, I remedied it now, checking out Killer Mike in the year of our Lord 2024, finally. I want you guys to let me know what you think of Killer Mike. Are you a big Killer Mike fan solo, or do you like the Run the Jewel stuff? Leave it in the comments below. Let me know some songs I should check out and what your thoughts are on the album. Michael, if you checked it out, was it worth the 3 Grammys? I'm betting it was. Also, while you're down there, make sure to give me some artist suggestions, either rap, pop, rock, pop punk, emo, screamo, polka, whatever you're feeling, leave them down there. I would appreciate it oh so much. I want you guys to be a part of the conversation and keep giving me suggestions, because I still have like 260 of these to do, so I need your help. Last but not least, I hope you stick around and follow along for the rest of the year. I'm your friendly neighborhood Emo Cat Dad signing off, but before I go, I need you to cut my wrists and hit subscribe. Emo Cat Dad out until tomorrow. I want to hear you sad.